Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. As always, shout out to the 19 folks. We've got ratings, WNBA playoff ratings for game 2 from Tuesday night. Aces, Liberty, Lynx, Sun. Let's dig in. Now we say it sets another new high for WNBA semifinals. 969,000 viewers in ESPN2, a slight bump up from the 929 in game 1, which did have NFL competition. Most watched semifinal game since 2002. Now that all sounds great, doesn't it? Of course, Caitlin Clark's first round playoff debut drew 1.84 million, which is just about double both of these. Caitlin Clark's regular season, all of her regular season games, 1.178 million viewers. Hadn't had a million viewer game since 2008, but Caitlin Clark averaged over that, even with the NBA TV numbers in there, which are much smaller all across the board for the NBA as well, because it's just not available very much. Take those out, and it's like 1.6 million per game, while the rest of the league, 394,000 viewers. So yeah, you could say, well, you know what? It's still up from last year, so that's a big deal. A big deal. It is up from last year. That's good. The fact that it hasn't cracked a million, the fact that Caitlin Clark did 1.8 million while going up against the NFL last weekend or the weekend before, sorry, and 2.54 million. That's what you compare this 969 to. Caitlin Clark did 2.54 million on a Wednesday night. This did 969,000 on a Tuesday night. And about that previous number, that growth that we've been seeing. As I talked about in another video, that growth is misleading because if they're talking about recency, you cannot count it. And here's why, folks. The WNBA, like a lot of sports, okay, so this is not criticism of the WNBA, saw viewership plummet in 2021 because, well, we all know why. And it has grown back up to where it was previously 20 years ago. And Caitlin Clark's taking it past that now, although they still got some work to do. Here's a great example of it. 1.8 million viewers for Caitlin Clark's playoff debut amidst the NFL. Only two WNBA finals beat that, as you can see here. 2.85 million. Now, these are averages for the whole series. So, like last year, there was a game that did 889,000. That was the high. But the series, which was 4 games, 728,000. Now, as you can see, only 4 final series, folks, did over a million. Only 4. And by the way, the top 7 were, like I said, over 20 years ago. The top 7 are the beginning of the league: 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. They are the top 7. Then the 8th one doesn't happen until last year. 21 years. The one after that, 2014, the rounds out the top 10 with 2021, and these are terrible numbers on top of that. But that was the point I had made in a previous video, that even if you say, oh, compared to the last couple of years, it's up. Well, things plummeted in 2021, and now they're climbing back up to what it was back in, say, 2004, 2005. They're not getting close to the beginning of the league, as you can see here. Right? Look at these numbers: 2.85 million, 2.02, 1.58, 1.54. and then it starts dropping a little bit, right? You have the next 3 years, 966, 848, 841, and then 728 last year. 728, nowhere near the first 4 or 5 years of the league. So, is there a little growth compared to last year without Caitlin Clark? Yes. Is it significant compared to Caitlin Clark and compared to what the league did 20 years ago? No, they're treading water. Now, here, I want to dig into this because this is crazy. Look at this. Jamel Hill, folks. Jamel Hill, she's calling the journalists irresponsible for reporting that the WNBA ratings are down big without Caitlin Clark. In other words, as Outkick says here, don't tell the truth if it doesn't fit my narrative. Don't tell the truth if it doesn't fit my narrative. Jamel Hill. And yet, I keep seeing irresponsible headlines claiming the WNBA playoffs are down because of no Caitlin Clark. Would the ratings be higher if she were in it? Of course. But guess what? A finals would rate higher if it were LeBron versus Steph, or if big market teams were in the mix. So what? I'm sorry, Jamel, but that is absolutely inaccurate. Clark has a far, far greater effect on the ratings for the WNBA than LeBron James or Steph Curry has on the NBA, or even, say, Patrick Mahomes on the NFL. There is nothing comparable. Again, Clark averaged her games on TV, averaged 1.178 million viewers. Haven't seen a million viewer game since 2008. Remember Candace Parker? One game in 2008. Haven't seen one until this year. Caitlin Clark averaged almost 1.18 million. Games without Caitlin Clark, 394,000. She 3x'd all the rest of the games. The Liberty game last week, 929,000. Caitlin's debut, and I'm comparing the two because they both went up against the NFL, 929,000, 1.8 million. That's not just a bump, folks. That is massive. We're talking about just about double, and even almost doubled this game. That if you want to compare the two weeknight games, 2.54 million, 969,000. They are not even close. LeBron and Curry were draws, sure, but they're not worth 3x in viewership in the regular season. So understand that the context, those that are spinning these numbers as good, what we've seen the last few years, you can't compare growth to the last couple, 2, 3 years, because that's way, way down from what the league had been doing. You have to go all the way back to 2004 to see comparable numbers to what you're seeing right now. Non Caitlin Clark numbers, I should say. Right? That is absolutely crazy. And of course, there was a game last night. Don't have the ratings on that. I'll be curious what I see there, but I don't want to make this one too long for you. But I really wanted to get to the Jamel Hill thing as well because that's kind of crazy. But oh, real quick, yeah, just her mouth is irresponsible. These are some tweets. It did not go well for Jamel Hill. Well, I mean, maybe it did on her own account. I didn't look, but because this is on Outkick posting about it. Um, go down. Feeling facts hurt Jamel's feelings. You expected a different response from the queen of yeah, that is true. She used to be a decent journalist, but this is all she does now. Here is the list of Jamel Hill's good takes. Nothing. I like that one. But it's the truth. She's a measuring stick. Truth hurts. I'm skipping some of the. They've got a few nasty ones. Jealousy. That is really easy to follow. No Caitlin, no watch. But yeah, that's absolutely crazy. Now I do know there are Fever fans watching. That's probably why you've got that little bit of a bump. But in context, it's not a good number, folks. Not being able to do 100,000 when at the beginning of the league, the beginning of the 2000s, you're talking about, I mean, not being able to do a million, not sorry, not 100,000. You're talking about 1.5 million, 2 million, almost 3 million. Now it was only one game, so that probably bumped it up a little, but still the next two look, I mean, again, look at the beginning 97, 99, 98, 2000, 2001, 2003, 2002. The league now is still trying to even out with 2004. It's well below these first 7 years or so of the league. So these are not good numbers. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of the ratings numbers? I mean, obviously, it's good for them to be up, of course, but when compared to the beginning of the league and Caitlin Clark, I think you still got a lot of issues with the WNBA. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you checking out this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will talk to you later.